down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Breezy.
and this week we are talking about the 2003 The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. And Breezy, why are we talking about this movie this week?
Because Andrew Borowski, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, he's going to be at the MiniCon this weekend, Saturday, only at Wilrick's Brewing Company and I think it's like Columbia's Heights or whatever.
Oh yeah, Columbia Heights, yeah.
Yeah. So I will be there.
Yep. Look on the Crypticon Minnesota webpage for more information. But yeah,
Mhm.
the person who plays Leatherface in this movie will be there, and then they're doing a screening of this movie as well.
Yep.
But this Leatherface is not Bubba Sawyer. This Leatherface is Thomas Hewitt. And that's just one of several differences between this movie and the original 1973 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is what we're
Mhm.
going to discuss right now.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and keep it separate from I want to rank it as its own movie, but at the same time I'm going to totally compare it to the original the entire time, every
Oh
chance.
yeah.
So,
Of course, yeah.
but
Which
it's
we already did the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you want to see that or hear us, let's talk
right.
about that.
The
Uh,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
yeah,
I have it on my wall. 10 out of 10 ranking, as I recall. One of my all-time favorites. It's back there in the archives. We have like 70 some episodes. So if you're just listening to this episode and you're like, wow, I kind of dig this, you can check us out our history. We got quite a few episodes to choose from.
oh yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah. But this one, so way back, I said something once about like remakes always suck, and I always hate remakes, and remakes are terrible. And then since then, I've seen the Friday the 13th, which I actually kind of liked, and My Bloody Valentine, which I actually kind of liked. And I have to say that, not spoiler alert, not to give away the whole ending, but I really like this movie. But
So never judge a remake though.
see, exactly. Now, nothing, of course, is ever going to compare to the original
Oh
Texas
yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre, but this one's pretty dang good. But we start off, we have a van, just like the olden days, and with five teenagers, three male and two female. No Franklin character in a wheelchair, but instead you just have uh, kind of more of a dumb guy.
Was his name
Oh,
Morgan,
yeah.
as in John Tucker, but
Yep.
Morgan.
More
He's
there's
more of a they're like
goofball.
smoking weed in the
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, he's pretty high. So in the original, the bunch of graves got desecrated, and they're going to visit the grave to see if their father, whoever's grave was messed up. In this one, they're coming back from Mexico because they just bought a whole shit ton of weed, and they're on their way to a Leonard Skinner concert. And
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. It's like, yeah, I like that. And so they pick up a hitchhiker, but it's a female hitchhiker, and she's all disheveled and like out there. And it's not like the hitchhiker in the original where he's crazy and part of the family. This is more like a victim. Like it kind of reminds me of the end of the first Tex or the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre when she's running down the road and gets saved by the guy. It's
Oh, Sally.
yeah, Sally, exactly. So they decide to pick up the hitchhiker, and she's basically in a complete just, oh, you're all gonna die. You're all gonna die.
Distraught or something like that.
Distraught. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just like not even like in touch with reality anymore. And they're trying to talk to her. And then she pulls a gun out of looked like out of her crotch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Like
there, a gun.
like I was like when I first seen this, when I first seen this was what I was young. I was in
Hmm.
middle school when this came out. I
Hmm.
did see this in theaters when I was that young.
Hmm. Oh,
My mom actually,
wow.
yeah, my mom actually let me actually.
Nice.
When I sat there and I seen that scene, I'm like, okay, she is not really, is she really wearing underwear? And she just pulls it right out of there
Yeah, exactly.
because how can you walk with a loaded gun like that without your underwear falling?
Right. She was kind of shuffling down the road.
Well,
But yeah, so nevertheless, she pulls the gun out, and what happens, Breezy?
she shot herself in the head or in
Yep,
the mouth. In the mouth.
yep, puts the gun in her mouth and shoots herself. Blam, goes exit wound out the back of her head, out the back window, big gory explosion. It's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Pulp Fiction when he accidentally shoots the guy in the car, but in this case, it goes right through the window, just out.
It's a graphic scene right in that one.
It really is. And so then they're like, "Holy shit, what do we do now?" And they're like, "Well, we can't call the cops because we got 2 pounds of weed." Well, the weed's in a pinata. He just throws that in the field. Problem solved.
And with cows.
Yeah, those cows will be all like, "Moo, what? What the fuck, man? What were we doing? Chewing grass?"
Yeah.
Anyway, and so they go to find the sheriff. And I like movies where they kind of create a situation and you kind of put yourself in the situation. Like, what would you do in that situation if that happened in real life? And that's kind of, that was a, it's like, what if you and your friends were just coming home from somewhere and you picked up a hitchhiker and all of a sudden, blam, she blew her brains out and out the back window and blood and brain everywhere. It'd be pretty freaking traumatic. You wouldn't know how to react.
Well, you're probably like, for like me, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, probably like like screaming and probably in shock, like, what did that
Yeah,
just happen? What should we
exactly.
do next? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. It's like I'd almost be like I was like just dump the body out on the side of the road and keep driving. But no, you'd almost have to call the cops.
Yeah.
Um, so they find a bar. You see a sign that says barbecue. Oh, and then they see a gas station. Oh, we know what this is all about. And they go in there, but it's not a cook. Well, it's not like our old friend, the old cook from the original. It's a lady running the show, and there's some like dead pig head in like a glass case, and there's like flies, and it looks really gross.
Can you imagine like the smell when they had it
Oh my
like
God.
just like when they had just like on the original Texas Massacre, they had a film that heat in that kitchen or not that kitchen, that dining room table scene where
Oh
Sally
yeah.
was getting tortured and
Hmm.
picked on a lot
Yeah. That
because they
apparently
said it
was
was stinking
horrible.
that one.
Yeah, because it was like a
So
100-degree heat, and they had all kinds of like taxidermy dead animals that were basically rotting on the set. And so,
yo,
yeah, this looks like it re like just looking at it, this looked like it reeked.
yeah.
Um, Oh, anyway, so she's not very much help. The sheriff is out of town, isn't going to be back for a while. It's like, what are we just going to do? Just hang out with a exploded head woman in our van? What's plan B here? So, they decide they're going to go find the sheriff themselves, and they go to where do they go next, Breezy?
They actually they said 5 miles west.
Okay.
So they got in their van and went 5 miles west or whatever, but they seen this um like farm type deal and they all got out and like searched this home, but they
Mhm.
found this little boy.
Yep.
Jediah. That's his name.
Okay, yeah. Jedi, little boy, kind of looks almost like maltreated or kind of feral almost. And
Yeah, his teeth look like kind of like those FX teeth.
yeah, yep. And then is that where they find the guy with the amputated legs too?
Um, that I don't really
I,
recall.
I don't remember the order of which what happens when. But
Jeez, man.
yeah, who's the character with the that's in the wheelchair?
In the Witcher,
Yeah, the older guy.
I did not write his name. But if you actually, okay, spoiler alert, if you watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning,
Uh-huh.
he that one he wasn't in a wheelchair. What happened
Oh.
was there was a killing scene
Uh-huh.
and the Leatherface end up cutting his legs right down. That's why he's in the wheelchair in
Okay.
this scene. So
Gotcha.
that's why.
That makes sense. Well, basically they're looking for help. They're finding weird people, strange things are happening. Uh Kemper gets hit in the back by Leatherface at some point.
First
Just
kill.
yep, first kill, wham. So, and then you finally get the sheriff finally arrives and they're like, "Well, where's Kemper?" I don't know, but and the sheriff, I was like, who is this guy? He looks so familiar and he seems so familiar. And so I looked it up and it's Arlie Emery, who
Yep.
is the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket, I believe. Yeah, if I'm remembering right. He's been in a
Oh,
ton of stuff.
yeah, he's Sheriff Hoyt.
Yeah. So, and Kemper is played by a guy named Eric Balfour, who was in a movie called Skyline, and he was on a couple seasons of 24. And
You got
our
Jessica Biel as
Jessica
Aaron.
Biel as Aaron. You have Eric Learson as Pepper, and Mike Vogel as Andy, David Dorfman as Jedediah. But did you know that Jessica Biel's from Minnesota?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's from Ely.
Huh.
Yeah, I actually know
Where
people
did
that went to
that?
school with her. So yay, represent Minnesota, Jessica Biel. Woo!
Yay.
Anyway, so Arlie Emery in full drill sergeant, except now he's a psycho cop, and man, that freaks me out. Like psycho cop, whenever there's a psycho cop in a movie, that kind of freaks me out. Like Stephen King, Desperation, or the Psycho Cop, Maniac Cop series. So I was like, ugh, I don't. That bugs me. I don't like it, but in a good way.
But he
But
like when they come up to what the sheriff when the sheriff came up to the van and
hmm
seeing like why did she get killed?
hmm
I've I know for a fact when you watch this movie, he knows her or part of the family somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like he's being really weird and really creepy about the whole thing. Like he takes the gun and just kind of shoves it down into his boot. Like it's not like he's begging it for evidence or anything like that. It's like, oh, a gun. Burp. I'm gonna take this. Burp. It's almost like it was his gun and he was just taking it back. Like,
Hmm
oh, where the hell did
And
she?
like he's saran wrap. Oh no, make the guys saran wrapped the girl. Hey, you better put that goddamn body in my goddamn truck. Put it in the trunk. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That kind of made me laugh. I know it's sick, but that
Yeah.
kind of made me laugh.
He's like he's making all kinds of crude jokes and he says something along the lines of back when he was a young cop just starting out when he had to rap one of these young women he'd cop a feel or something like that and then he's talking
Oh,
about
she's a
like
little wet down there. What'd you boys do?
oh yeah he says that too. And then he's talking about saran wrapping the head like it's just the most normal, like, oh yeah, this is what cops do. This is, haven't you seen this on LA Law or fucking what's a more current what's the fuck Law and Order? That's what I was trying to think of.
Law and Order. I don't watch that, so
Yeah, they just saran wrap the old head, and then he's being all crude, and then the one girl kind of scoffs and he's like, "What? I have as much respect for dead body as anyone else." And right at that moment, they're going to put her in the back seat. And he's, as you said, he goes, "Put that damn goddamn body in my trunk, you dumb son of a bitch."
yeah.
Fuck. Oh, yep, yeah, clearly a lot of respect there.
Yeah, a lot of respect for the dead, huh?
Yep, but it's clear that he is uh, not going to be very helpful either. But they finally got rid of the dead body. But now they can't leave because Kemper's missing. And it's like, well, what? We're not just going to leave without Kemper. What the hell happened to him? So they kind of start looking, and more mayhem ensues. Leatherface attacks. I think it's Andy. Yeah, Andy. And chainsaws off his leg at like the knee
Yeah.
while he's running. He's like, run, run, run.
Because it was Jessica and Andy. They were both going to look for them. They went to the house,
Okay, yeah.
their house, and Andy had that like crowbar or whatever and went
Hmm.
into the house while Aaron, was distracting the old guy in the wheelchair.
Okay.
So,
That's right. I remember now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So,
I think he fell or something, and she came in, and all of a sudden, Leatherface comes out.
yep.
And she took off, and then that's it was like a whole bunch of laundry outside, and just cut him like right on the leg,
Yep.
right on the kneecap, actually.
Yeah, like just cut his leg off right at the knee, basically. Just
Yep.
and then he hangs him up on the good old meat hook in true Texas Chainsaw Massacre fashion.
And put
Um,
salt on his wound.
yeah.
God, that's kind of hurt.
Yeah, no kidding. Before Art the Clown did it, Leatherface did it in 2003, rubbed salt in the wound. But just throwing that out there because Art the Clown, Terrifier 2, Salt and Bleach.
Yep.
Anywho, so now we're getting victims starting to pile up. Um, and what else happens? How does Pepper get killed? Do you
This
remember?
was like one like nighttime because she got scared, and I mean, not Erin got
Uh,
scared. She went out in the woods trying to find the van,
oh
and
yeah.
so she got in the van and realized the key is not working, or the van's not working, not turning over.
Hmm.
And then she's like, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" Well, the sheriff took it,
Oh yeah.
and all of a sudden the sheriff came.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
and seen like the weed.
Uh-huh.
Then the sheriff's like, "You been smoking dope?" "No, no. I smell bullshit."
Yeah. So, yes, thank you for the right. So she just came from Andy having his leg sawed off, and she's in the van with Ginger and Morgan, and she's like, "We gotta go. He's the murderer. Cut his leg off. We gotta go." And they're like, "You're the one that said we're not leaving Kemper behind." He's like, "Fuck that. There's a guy out there with a chainsaw. We're going." And then the sheriff comes up. And she's like, "Sheriff, thank God you gotta help us. There's a murderer. He's murdering him right now. There's a killer." And he sees their roaches in the fucking ashtray right on the dashboard of the van, which isn't very smart, but regardless, there's more pressing concerns if there's a murderer with a chainsaw, but the sheriff doesn't give a shit about that. All he sees is the roaches, and as he said, he
Yep.
smells bullshit. So he says, "Get on the ground right now. Get face first on the ground." Can you imagine in real life if your friend was off getting murdered somewhere and cop was had you with your face in the dirt because of some fucking joints in the ashtray? Oh my God. Anyway,
Yep.
so
All three of them were in the dirt.
yep, and so he eventually takes Morgan and says something doesn't add up about the suicide. He thinks that they killed the girl, and he wants him to show exactly how the suicide happened. And so makes him get in the van. The other two women are still in the dirt, and he says, "Now sit where she was sitting." And then he's like, "Well, that doesn't look right because the hole and the blood's over there." And he's like, "Well, maybe she was over a little bit." And he's like, "Well, then move over a little bit." And there's like a pile of like brains or
Yeah.
something that he's got to like scoop off the chair. So then he slides over, and then he's like, "Now, what here? I'm gonna give you the gun, and you show me how she did it." And then he like puts the gun under his chin, and then he's like, "Well, see that she didn't have a hole in her chin. She had a hole out the back of her head. So she put the
Didn't
gun."
she?
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "You got to put the gun in your mouth." And so
And
he's
he's
like,
like, at this point, he said, "Please, please, 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 please."
"Yep, exactly." And so then he puts the gun in his mouth. And then he's like, "Well, you can't shoot yourself without your finger on the trigger, so that can't be the way she did it." And he's like, "Grrr." And then Jessica Biel gets up and yells something. He's like, "Get back on the ground!" And swoosh, wah! Morgan's got the upper hand now. He turned the gun around. He's holding Sheriff at gunpoint. And he's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna do it. You're a pussy." And the Aaron screaming, "Don't do it! Don't do it!" And Pepper screaming, "Do it! Do it! Do it!" And
Fucking
finally,
shoot him.
yeah, finally he pulls the trigger. Click, no bullets. And then the sheriff pulls out the real gun. He's like, "Oh, you're a killer, ain't you? I ought to blow your fucking head off right fucking here." And then what happens?
I don't know. I'm listening to you talk because I like it.
I'm drawing a blank as to how they get out of the
I
situation.
forgot that kind of like forgot what the sheriff did after that, but
Right? It's like
I
it's completely spaced my mind. How did they get
yeah,
away from that? He didn't shoot him, did
no,
he? No.
no, because Leatherface got him like
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's like I just
Like
watched it too.
yeah, well, just watched it too. I'm
Does
drawing a
Leather
blank.
does Leatherface attack him? I know at some point Leatherface is chainsawing through the ceiling of the van.
Yeah,
So is that what happens? But why would Leatherface?
So Morgan's already been all in the picture somehow.
Yep.
And yeah, then the Leatherface came and was on top of the van going that way. And
Uh-huh.
then finally, like Pepper got out. She said, and then Aaron's like, run, run, run. And at this time, like Jessica, she's seen her boyfriend's face on Leatherface
Oh yeah, they did show a scene of him like kind of making the mask too and replacing his mask. Oh, and
as his face.
when they showed Leatherface with his mask off, he has like a messed up face, like he's missing a nose. That's
Yep.
different from the original too. But yeah, you were saying, sorry, I interrupted. You're doing a good
No,
so he's got the
that's good.
boyfriend's face
It's
as his
okay. So she
face.
got the boyfriend face, and then she kind of oh, oh my G, and then obviously like Leatherface got a Pepper. They don't really see really Leatherface kill Pepper. I mean, you see her do this, but you don't really see the chainsaw, cutting her up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. Hmm. It looks like the sheriff brought him back to the house. That's what happened.
Yep.
And so then that's where all this hijinks ensues. One thing I thought was cool is at the very beginning, they showed like they were showing like the crime scene footage, and they were showing different like newspapers and stuff, and it goes by real fast. Is like the Mad Magazine guy, Alfred E. Newman. You see his face, and then when they're later on when Leatherface is sawing through the van, it's actually up on the top of the van is where that picture is, and it's like holy
Yep.
shit! I remember that from the beginning. It's actually in the movie. It really was evidence of it. It
Yep.
all comes back. It's like that was a fun, just a cool little detail to put
Pick
in
up
like
on.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Ginger gets sawed. Erin is
Yeah.
now on the loose. She's on the road. She's looking for help, and a trucker pulls over to help her, and it's like a flashback almost to the beginning of the movie with the hitchhiker because now Aaron is all
Well,
in.
at that time, Morgan's already been killed.
Oh, yep, Morgan's been killed. I forget, how did Morgan die?
So the Leatherface pretty much picked him up
Oh yeah,
and hook up on this like chandelier type deal, and then
yeah,
took the chainsaw. Pretty much like again, doesn't see it, but you can see where the chainsaw pretty much came, which is
yep,
probably to his stomach line.
yep, yeah. That's
So,
right. Leatherface hung him on the chandelier like it was a meat hook because it kind of was like hook shaped with the things, and so he like meat hooked him on the chandelier and then chainsawed him.
yep.
Yep, that's right. So Aaron is on the road, and it kind of is a callback to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Sally escaping and being on the road, and the trucker comes to help, and there's that little scene there. And here's a trucker coming to help Aaron, and she gets in, and it's also a callback to the beginning of the movie when they picked up the hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker was all incoherent because now Aaron's all like, "Oh, murderers, and oh,
Hmm.
you gotta, oh my God." Blah. And he's like, lady, you're not making any sense, And then all of a sudden she sees the barbecue gas station sign go by, and she's like, no, no, don't,
Turn
no,
around. You're going
don't.
the wrong way.
And he's like, lady, you're cool. No, I don't know what he says, but he's not picking up on the fact that he shouldn't go there. So then he stops and he goes in and talks to the people. Um, and then he ends up getting shot by who shoots him? Was it the sheriff?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, actually,
right.
no, the driver didn't get killed.
Didn't he? I thought
The
for sure he
truck
did.
driver did not get killed.
Oh, well, what happened? My memory's just all over the place with this movie. I'm getting the original mixed up with the new one, and there completely forgot to mention about the kidnapped baby that's part of this, and there was a
Yeah, because
lady
that's
with
not their kid.
tea,
That wasn't their family member.
right?
So
And
like when they were at that gas station, and then that trucker was like, I'm not dealing with this, pretty much this bullshit, pretty much. Talked to the sheriff, like, hey, there's a crazy girl, like she's hysterical.
oh yeah, she just ran away. She got into the sheriff's car and
Yep.
hot wired it, and got it started, and then
But she got the baby first,
oh yeah,
and then hotwired his Sheriff Hoyt's vehicle, and then after that, she pretty much ran his over.
yep, it was awesome. I loved it.
And that's pretty much the end.
And then that's pretty much the end. And then at the beginning of the movie, they had said they're talking, they did the little voiceover narration similar to the first one. And they were doing that in this one. And I'd mentioned they showed the evidence of with like the Mad Magazine guy. And they had said that that footage of the crime scene investigation was the most compelling piece of evidence. So then after that, it goes back to that same black and white footage with the same cop. It kind of picks up where it left off at the beginning, and he's walking around and he's like, "Yeah, the farmhouse, blah blah, blah this and that." Blah. Also, Leatherface comes out of nowhere, cuts up the guy doing the video, and the footage stops, and then the narrator
Hmm.
comes back on. And he's like, the police had failed to secure the building before they began filming. This is the only known image of the person known as Leatherface. He is still at large today. And then it's like this grainy black and white, sort of weird analog horror picture of Leatherface, which was really kind of cool, actually.
It's creepy, but I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like that ending.
Hmm.
So, and there you have it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah.
2003. Just watched it, couldn't remember half of it. I don't know what's wrong, but it was good. I liked it. So, what would you rank this one, Breezy?
This one I will probably rate. I really enjoy this movie. I don't
Hmm.
have any favorite clips or scenes. I just
Hmm.
like every single one of them.
Hmm.
I want to say I want to give this one probably an 8.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is 8 out of 10. Because I gave the original one 10 out of 10, and this you can't ever quite compare to the original. And so but this is still dang good with a lot of gore and a lot of blood and stuff like that. So I give it an 8 as well.
Yeah, I love it.
I do too. And there you have it. All right, keep the requests coming. Keep the likes and shares and subscribes and everything else coming. We appreciate it. We love all our fans. And let us know if there's anything you want to hear or see. And until next time.
Until next time.